Hello, Working Mommy Manual listeners.
What's happening?
It is Kat Wilson.
And that's Nicole Corning.
And we have a special guest star today. And we are so excited. We're not going to waste any time with our normal chit chat.
Yes.
Because
we have plenty of chit chat.
God, I think we have to plan a 3-part series.
Yes.
But we're going to try to get as much as we can in today. We have Starr with 2 R's. Cochran, in case you're looking her up. I think names are important. Mm-hmm. And Starr is here. She actually was in our industry for decades, 30 years?
30 plus years.
30 plus years. She was in financial services, just like us. So she's a number girl, just like us.
Yes.
And then she sold her very successful practice and moved into writing a book called The Alchemy of Desire. And then she also gave a TED Talk. She does public speaking and she consults and is a coach. And I'm going to let her dig into the specifics of the work that she does. And it might sound like it's dissimilar from her financial background, but I was thinking about it on the way over. And I think the commonality is that as a financial advisor, we talk to people about things that normally they don't talk to even their best friends about.
Yes.
Things that are very uncomfortable. And so it's a skill. And I think you honed that skill while you were in the financial services industry and then translated it over into matters of the heart. I do not want to take the drama and the amazingness away from the work that you do. So, Starr, without further ado, please tell everyone about the work you do.
Well, and I questioned also how you transitioned, from the financial world into the relationship world. Just how did that start?
That's a good question. You get divorced.
Check. Been there, done that.
Yes. So you get divorced and after 35 years of marriage, and so first of all, hadn't had a date a long time. And then the whole online dating thing was craziness. It's crazy. I say though that I've met a lot of very nice men, and I've had a couple of relationships over the last 12 years. So what I discovered that there's a relationship with money, and then there's all different kinds of relationships. So doing coaching in the financial world just transitioned to doing coaching in the world of intimacy and love and sex and all of that. So the TED Talk was about the best sex begins after 50.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to want to dig into that.
And it's just different. And I've learned so much getting divorced at 59 or 6. I guess it was 60 then. I got divorced, and then with all of my experience in the dating world, I had all my friends who were coming to me with questions and stuff, and able to guide them. I do have a master's in counseling, so that does kind of come easy for me as well.
There you go.
There you go. And you're right. In the financial world, you're just dealing with a whole lot of everything. And yes, you're right. If they talk about money, they talk about lots of things. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so it just was an easy transition. And I love to talk about sex. I have no boundaries and no filters and nothing off topic. So
well, you're at the right spot.
You found the right podcast.
Yay.
My boyfriend is legit shaking in his shoes right now. He is like Mr. Professional, and he's like, please do not talk about things that are embarrassing. I promise you I won't. But I also, and here I go, but I am someone who, I do enjoy sex. I enjoy sex with the right person under the right conditions. And I found that there are a lot of people that give up on sex after a certain age. There are women who have had trauma. There's a lot of sexual trauma with women, and then they don't like it in spite of wanting to like it. Mm-hmm. And there are some people who are just asexual, right? Those people actually exist. Mm-hmm. And so there's this huge spectrum. It's we're raised in this culture where it's although I hear kids nowadays aren't having sex as much, so which I think is weird, but they're also not drinking as much. So I think the two things probably go hand in glove.
Yes.
But I do. So I want you to dive into this idea of giving up on intimacy and sex after a certain age, and how that really is just a terrible idea, how it can be great and lovely and amazing.
So first of all, intimacy and connections with other humans is incredibly important for our overall health. And I don't think we spend enough time paying attention to that. So intimacy, sex is certainly part of intimacy in any relationship, but it also just comes down to touching one another and being very present with one another and looking into their eyes and having a conversation with them. And so in long-term relationships, everything just gets kind of put on automatic pilot. So kiss on the cheek, see you later, babe, and you're out the door. I say, before you go out the door, you give them like a minute kiss, like you're never going to see them again. Come on.
Right.
You may never see them again.
I know, right.
That's
possible.
And that is, and you know what? And that's something that you know is real when you are over the age of 50. Under the age of 50, you're like, I'm going to live forever, right? Over the age of 50, and now I'm making big generalities, but the older you get, the more real like that your mortality becomes and how sweet those special moments are.
And I think, yes, relationships and who we are in our 20s, 30s, and 40s, very, very different. I talk about sex as a game of tennis when we're young, that it's, we're keeping score and we're just really busy and we're going there and we're going there and it's just busy, busy, busy. And then we get into relationships and we're raising families and building careers. And then by the time we get into our 50s, kids are generally gone. I mean, things are not really winding down for us, but we're not that kind of busy, crazy like we were earlier. So it gives us an opportunity to really connect on a really special, deeper level with our partners and with ourselves. So if you don't have a partner, that's totally okay. We need to love ourselves. Yeah. And I think that oftentimes women get in relationships and then it becomes our life. And what's missing is it's your life.
I was on a girls' trip with a bunch of my girls' friends of like decades, and I said something about masturbation, and you would have thought I had like farted, and like women were like, "What? I don't masturbate," and I was like, "Really? Because you should,
right?
Like,
yes."
But I think and maybe it's different again, younger, but I think that it's important to have a relationship with yourself and your own body and know what feels good so you can tell someone else it feels good and not just depend on someone else to like figure it out. Like that's not really fair to them either, right? And I struggle a little bit with that because I think we all have our pain points, right? But like sometimes when I'm in the moment, I'm in my normal life, I'm telling everyone what to do all the time. I'm telling my kids what to do. I'm telling my employees what to do. I'm telling my partner what to do. Sorry, Perry. And I'm telling my clients what to do. And when I am in that like surrender mode, I don't really want to have to explain everything, but you kind of have to give a little roadmap at certain points, right?
That's correct. Yes, you have to let them know, what's working, what's not working, or just, it's so funny though, because, my husband and I have been together for, almost 30 years. And so, there is sometimes it can be routine, right? You're like, oh, but other times it's not routine. It's really a lot of fun. And I did share Pam with Starr.
Oh, can you remind our viewers and listeners of what Pam is?
Yes.
Because it's one of my favorite concepts ever.
Yes, it is porn and mimosas. So when we know that everybody's going to be gone, we like triple lock the house down so there's no surprises of anybody coming back. And then we'll turn on, some porn show. I don't even know what station Dale's in charge of finding it. And then I'll pick like, oh, let's watch that one. It's so funny. And most of the time we giggle, but it's still fun. And we find ourselves becoming intimate and, whatever it is. But
and sometimes just like having a set time where you're doing that, and you might not even be watching the porn. You might be watching the porn. Who knows? But like the whole thing is fun, and it's like it's a ritual, and it's your own special time,
right?
And that really sets a mood.
It does,
right?
Yes.
I love
and
that.
We, when the kids are around or whatnot, we can talk about Pam in public, and nobody knows what we're talking about. So,
Except now everybody
know,
knows because we just told everybody. Okay, Starr. So if you have a couple that's coming to work with you, or a person, is it usually a person or a couple who's coming to seek advice? How does that look?
It's usually a person. I would love to work more with couples, but yes, usually it's just a person. And I talk a lot about, what does your relationship look like? How does it feel to you? What do you think is missing from that? What are you not getting? What would you like to get? And, it always comes down to communication. I know it just sounds like...
it's not.
It's not, but it's huge. I can't read your mind, okay? And so...
And neither can your partner.
Right.
Right. And so tell me what's going on, and let's do something about that. And I do have to go back to the self-pleasure thing because I'm a huge fan.
No, girl, back it up. Let's back it up.
Back it up because huge fan. So one of my favorite saying is, "An O a day keeps the doctor away."
Oh.
So, ladies, doesn't matter. Gentlemen, doesn't matter if you have somebody with you or not. My boyfriend isn't around a lot, and that does not deter me. It's once a day. And so people ask me, you always look so happy. Because I orgasm every day. There's just not a downside to that.
Yeah.
There is no. That's the thing. There's no downside.
No.
So why does it, I don't know why people don't.
We are so hung up as a puritanical society, and we've put such, I think, boogeymen in the minds of women, like that if you're a good girl, you look this way, you act this way, you keep your carnal desires under control, like it's the bad girls, or you like, bad things will happen to you if you let that part of yourself out. And it's like, no, it's not this big, dark, scary thing. No. It is just, it's very natural. And it's just like,
it's fun.
It's fun. It's easy. It doesn't have to be this big thing.
Right. That's exactly it.
Or it can be a big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope it's a big thing. I hope for all y'all it's a big thing.
At least for a nanosecond, it's a big thing. And so that's all that matters, okay? We just need to get there. We're done. We get on with our day, and life is good.
I love that you're saying, like, there's no downside.
No. Well, my girlfriends and I were just talking about it. Also, we had a couple weekends ago, we were talking about it. And my girlfriend was like...
You brought up a lot of good topics.
I know.
For us to chit-chat with our girlfriends about. They're all going to be listening.
She was like, I finally had a moment by myself, and so I got to play with my vibrator, and I had a big O, and I got up, and I thought I was going to pass out. She was like, that was a good one. And I'm like, yeah, that is great.
Can I share something actually kind of like sad, though, that this, on the flip side that this triggered was, I was talking to a friend of mine. She's in a marriage that for various reasons, like they're locked in the like raising the small kids, and financially, like they're not going to separate, but they had agreed basically like we're going to just not, like we're not really together, but we're living until the kids are out of the house. Which, and you know what, to each his own, whatever. And I had seen her, and we don't see each other all the time, but I had ran into her, and she said that she was getting a condo in the same town because she needed somewhere to go to be able to like masturbate on her own because they're still in the same room.
Oh.
And that broke my heart for her.
Right.
That I'm like, oh, you don't have that freedom to just let go. Mm-hmm. You have nowhere to go. You have small children. You have this husband. You're sharing this room, and it broke my heart for her. So and it is important. It is important to have your own time and your own intimacy. So anyway, not to be a Debbie Downer, but there's a flip side to when you want that and you can't have it.
Right.
And not only just with yourself, but there are a lot of us who want that with our partner. So what happens if we want that with our partner? And communication, you said, is key. But a lot of times we get involved in, we're like family Inc. We're like raising the kids, or we've like done the same thing for 30 years.
Can I answer before you even finish your sentence?
Yes.
Dylan and I will go get a hotel room over the weekends. So we'll go just do a staycation, or we'll go get a hotel room, even if it's for one night, that we can go have a nice dinner, we can have fun, we can do our thing, and then we go home the next morning and the kids just think we went out for the night or whatever it is. That's what we do, because there are grown kids in our house. They're across the hall from us. It's like...
And you don't want to always have to be like, shh, don't
yeah, exactly, right?
Uh-huh.
No. Anyway, so yes.
But what happens if you are in a relationship with someone who you don't have that intimacy with anymore? How do you start rebuilding that?
It's really simple. It's about turning off your phones. So the boyfriend comes in the door, phones go off. And we do not look at those until coffee the next morning. Oh. And it's just a rule.
That's a great rule. Can you say that again?
Okay, so when it's your time, phones go off, and you are not allowed to touch them till coffee the next morning.
Okay. I love that.
I do too.
That is my takeaway.
Yes.
I am that, and that's...
It's being present.
And it's simple.
And, honestly, like going back to parenting, we should probably do that with our children also, just because I feel like they come home and I'm doing stuff and I'm working or I'm emailing and they come in and I'm like, hi, bye. And I'm like, did I even say goodbye? They're gone now. They're going to work. Like, did I even acknowledge their presence? I think it can go all the way around.
This isn't about the kids right now.
I know.
This isn't about the kids. Screw the children.
That's true.
This is about you and your time with your husband. So, okay, so phones go off. Then
phone goes off.
Yep.
Okay. Tantric sex has an exercise where for 2 minutes you look into each other's eyes. So you sit on his lap and you look at him.
Oh, God. I don't know if I could do that without laughing. Is that like...
Smile.
Is it the nerves? Is that why people laugh? Is that why I feel like I would laugh?
We want to fill the space. We have a hard time with silence. So if you stop talking, so I was in law enforcement 100 years ago, and
oh my gosh,
I know
you are probably the coolest person I know. Keep going, Starr. Keep going.
Okay, so the key was to, if you had a suspect and he wasn't talking, you stop talking. They cannot do it. They cannot talk.
Right.
So same thing. So when you're just looking into your partner's eyes, it's about that connection to their heart, their soul. Look at them because we take them for granted. They've just become part of our landscape, right? Mm-hmm. They're not really. So, right. So take that moment and just be really present with them. Another suggestion is the kissing. It's not just the peck on the cheek. It is kiss. Pick a real romantic movie and they have this incredible kiss. Okay, do that.
The Notebook.
Yes.
You're all welcome.
Yes.
Rewatch it. Look it up online.
Yeah. So do that. Or, yes, look into their eyes and kiss them like this is the last time. Mm-hmm. And it just gets really hot. And you can't help just make that connection, because kissing is so much, I believe, more passionate, more connective than sex is. Sex is an activity. It's like a game of tennis. You can go play a nice game, change up the partners, and then you're done. Kissing is very intimate. It's very connective. It just really goes to our entire being. So spend some time kissing.
I agree with that, and that is based on the 1980s movie Pretty Woman.
Oh,
when
yes.
she would not kiss Richard Gere.
I was thinking the same
And then she finally
thing.
kissed him at the end. And I think that was the first time in my young life where I was like, that's so weird. And now I absolutely believe that. I'm going to overshare. But I had not kissed my ex-husband, like a real kiss, besides a peck on the cheek, in I don't know how long. Mm. Like it was probably at least 15 years.
Wow.
Till the end of our marriage. We were married for over 20 years. And I thought I didn't like kissing. And then I got together with my boyfriend and I'm like, oh, actually I love kissing.
Right.
I love kissing. But it's the intimacy when you are disconnected from someone, it's harder. And you can have sex with someone that you're disconnected with. You can.
So 100% that they say that sex is the first thing to go in a relationship on the rocks. I say no, kissing is.
If
that
I
makes
met
sense,
you like 20 years ago,
right.
you would have been so helpful. Okay, I want to dig into something else because I was on a couple's weekend away, mm-hmm. and I got into trouble with my boyfriend because like many years ago, one of the girlfriends said something about sex and I shared with her and then she overshared in an inappropriate, and I was like, girl, that was girl code. Like, yes. You should not have done that.
Right.
So I don't get into anything with any one of his friends. Now, I will talk about it on my podcast, but I don't get into it. That's different.
Right.
That's on them.
Right.
That's on them. But one of the and she's awesome. Like I love this woman that we were away with, and she mentioned something about how she and her husband were engaging in tantric sex, and all I wanted to do was hear all the details. But I'm like, oh God, my boyfriend would kill me. My boyfriend would kill me if I get into this. But you're here now. It was like a sign from baby Jesus that he brought you to me. So this is a specialty. So walk us through, like, what is tantric sex?
It is about the energy that is connecting the two of you, so that it is one continuous flow of energy. And it's about edging. It's about saving that orgasm, or to decide when you're going to have an orgasm, which is quite interesting. I mean, I knew of men who could do that because they have such an explosive orgasms, and women have different kinds. So I was thinking, okay, that's kind of curious about women. So it is really about the energetic connection, and it's a very, very deep, it's a spiritual connection as much, if not more so, than a sexual connection.
I love that. Okay, so how do you even begin to get it? Like, so the eye contact, the kissing, and what else?
Yeah, there's courses that you can take. There's lots of things online for you to look at to get really into it. And there's several exercises to do. The first one you do is the 2-minute looking into each other's eyes. And then after that are some
Wasn't there a book that I think was going around for a long time about tantric sex? Is that right? Wasn't there a book that everybody was like,
they're probably everything.
Well, I know that I know there's
well, and isn't Sting
really
like into tantric sex?
I don't know.
I thought he was anyway.
Kind of thing. I mean, it's kind of coming around again, and people are very interested in again.
I wonder if that's linked to longevity, right? Because like with longevity, you're you're trying to reinvigorate parts of you that might have fallen asleep, like your sex drive. So people are like, oh, what about this 5,000-year-old theory of sex? How about we give that a shot?
Yeah, and like I said, the spiritual connection, the energetic connection, and I think, yes, we're much more open to that than perhaps we had been. So I think it's kind of, everything that goes around comes around, and it's kind of coming back into vogue, or people are paying more attention to it now. And
I don't have internet here. I was trying to look up the name of the book because there was one specific one that everybody was sharing. Like, I want to say it must have been in the late 90s or the early 2000s. I feel like I'll find the book.
Well, we will find that, and we will post it online as a takeaway after this podcast.
Exactly.
We will make sure they get the name of that book because people need it. So is that something that you provide like as a workshop or as like a counseling session? Like, how would that work if someone's like, hey, I want to know more about tantric sex?
So there's a couple of different retreats that I offer. The Art of Intimacy is the first one that's coming up in October. The other two have not been scheduled yet, but the other one is called Seduce Me Again. And so the tantric sex will be part of that one.
Seduce Me Again.
Seduce Me Again.
I love that. That's nice. I think especially after you've been with somebody for so long, it's like, it's like one of those things, like you feel like you're just living life as you do. And then there's a night that you just have this wild and crazy fun. Maybe it's a night or maybe it's a weekend. And you're like, oh yeah, that's why we're connected. It's
I think it's important that we forget that sex and we're supposed to have fun with each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it gets to be, I don't know, a chore. Yeah, we're doing this again. And yeah, we did that before. And how about just, get a book with different positions or whatever. Just have some fun with it.
Right.
Yes.
If nothing else, you're going to laugh at some of these outrageous positions.
That's
and you
Pam.
That's it. Yes.
That's for Pam. And so, a way to reconnect with your partner. That's just another way. Just do something silly and fun, right?
Yes.
The other one is about a vitality and desire reset. So that's incorporating overall health with sexual health as well. So we talk a lot about nutrition and hormone replacement.
Oh yeah, because that's huge. So no one told me that like you go through menopause and you're like everything changes, everything gets can get painful for women.
Yes, right.
It can get like it's just very different. It's a very different landscape when you're older. And there are workarounds for all of that, right? So you don't have to like throw the towel and say, oh, that's it.
So what I say is let's focus on what is working, not what isn't working, because our bodies change every single day. So what gets us off today may not get us off tomorrow. That's okay.
Right.
It's just different. So we're constantly, I think, needing to communicate and explore and continue to try things. So yes, as we age, there's a lot more that is changing and that we need to address. It takes a little bit more of our attention. So I'm a huge fan of hormone replacement. Been on it for a year.
Us too.
Yes.
You are also in the right podcast.
Yes, we
you
are.
are.
Yes.
I think we did have a session. We spoke about it because we were both going through menopause, and I think I started back like hormone replacement therapy back in October last year. So, oh my gosh, almost a year already. A huge difference. And I will tell you, I think the game changer for me was not the estradiol, but the testosterone. And not just for, getting intimate again, but for the energy. That was huge.
I heard it.
That's what she said. Sorry. Sorry, it was timely.
So I heard a doctor speak about the misnomers about women taking testosterone, and it was all very interesting to me. And this was only a few years ago. Now I went through menopause decades ago as a lady, so
Love it. Show us the way.
yeah. So I'd always had a high sex drive, and so I'm thinking, well, I don't need hormone replacement. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. But what she talked about is exactly what I was starting to feel. I was a little bit tired and, just not that much energy and some dryness, I guess. It didn't deter me much, but I said, okay, that's kind of a little uncomfortable. So, yeah, let's hit that. And so it's made such a big difference with muscle, with I just feel so much better. I mean, yes, the libido, like it needed a tweak, but
It's like you're back, baby.
I know.
You're like,
Yes.
I'm back.
I mean, I feel like I'm in heat all the time. But, that's quite all right because I have a flexible schedule. So
And a vibrator.
Yes.
can we talk about toys?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
You know what? Okay, let's talk about toys because
Yes.
I also think people get super hung up on this. And anyway, so I think people get hung up on this. So I want to hear, because you're the expert, talk to us. Lay it on.
Okay. So I think toys just add not only a new dimension for us if we're doing self-pleasure, but also with our partners.
Yeah.
And I know some men may feel like it's intimidating to have a toy in the room, but it's just because it maybe hasn't been introduced properly.
Right.
They can enhance the experience so much. You get so many different sensations and feelings you can't get otherwise.
Yeah.
And what's wrong with that? Nothing. And for us women, we can have 3 different kinds of orgasms. And so there's...
Oh, talk to us.
Yes.
Talk to us. Because I'm going to see if I know I've had one of them. I don't know about the other 2. Let's find out.
You can have an anal orgasm, a vaginal one, and a clitoral one.
Okay, the clitoral one is like the unicorn.
I know.
Yes.
That
no,
is the
'cause
one
that's
I am
nuts. No.
speak to me. Talk to me how that happens. How does that happen? I mean, yes.
The toys? Is it the toys?
No, but is there a spot? Is it that some women can?
It's your spot. So everybody's... so we have the same parts pretty much. Okay.
Wait, did I say clitoral or vaginal?
Clitoral.
Oh, the clitoral one for sure.
Yeah,
got that
the
one. I'm sorry. It's
vaginal.
the vaginal one I feel is the unicorn.
Yeah, not every woman can experience that.
Okay.
So
I think I'm on the no list. That's okay though.
Yeah, no, so mine would be
There's not-
opposite.
Stop it.
No,
you
'cause there's
have vaginal
not.
orgasms?
Yes,
You
there.
don't
I
have
don't have.
clitoral?
No.
And we're not going to talk.
Oh.
No.
There's the whole anal thing that you haven't
No.
explored.
Well,
No.
Well, talk to us about all of that.
Okay.
Break it down for us.
Yes.
We've
Okay.
got you here.
Okay, so I think that's where toys are helpful. So my boyfriend says I have too many toys. I don't think there is such a thing. I'm always looking for a new toy. So
actually, I have a friend for you. Actually, I'm going to invite. Actually, so I have another mutual friend that I met through a girlfriend. I was invited to a sex toy party, and I follow her on social media. She is a hoot, and she has all the stuff. So I'll send you her link just so you can see it. And actually, I'm going to reach out to her and have her come on to kind of like talk, like back up this. This podcast.
Conversation.
Yes.
Well, because women should know.
They do.
And it's not weird. And
No.
it's just like, it's good for you.
Yes.
and it's fun, and
And it's legal.
Yes.
yeah.
You don't have to go to rehab for it.
Nope.
I know, exactly. That's why I said there's no downside to this.
No downside.
So it's a way to figure out what
Works for you.
works for you. So try a bunch of different toys on Amazon. You can get one for like $10 or $12, and if it doesn't work for you, okay,
Right.
moving on and do something else. And
You spend more on makeup that sits in a drawer. Honestly.
exactly, makeup costs a whole lot more than $10 mostly.
Oh, yeah.
So get yourself a toy, and some of them I like, some of them don't work for me, but that's okay. I didn't spend a lot of money on them. I move on.
Can I tell you a really funny story, actually? So, speaking of toys, so my Dale's going to kill me, but this is so funny.
Awesome. Keep going.
So, there was this, and I don't talk, I'm a very private person, too, so it's hard
She
for me to
doesn't
say.
even let cleavage show.
No.
Like this, she's
Okay.
very buttoned down.
So,
Bring this out and people.
there was...
Good.
I feel myself blushing, but so there was this cock ring, okay, and it had a vibrator on the end, and for whatever reason, this one we had picked up, it glowed also, you know what I mean? So it's like you
I'm
wrap it around, it's
dying.
like, okay, no, we left it out on accident, and Bailey comes over and he's like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, it's my ring. I was dying. I was like, oh my God, give that to me now.
Oh my God.
Isn't that hilarious?
That's the best.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
That is a bit. But if we're going to tell vibrator stories, one of my girlfriends, she's like in my mom's group, and this is a number of years ago. She sends a text out to all of us. We're on a text thread, and she's like, she texted me first, and she's like, did you send me a vibrator as a joke? And I was like, no, but that's hilarious. And then she texted a few other moms. Then she put it on our text thread, like, did anyone send this to me? So she had gotten a vibrator in the mail from Amazon, and her husband was like, who the fuck sent you a vibrator?
Oh, man.
So she was like, it's got to be one of my girlfriends. It's got to be one of my girlfriends. So he's thinking like she's having some like torrid affair, or some guy is like hitting on her and saying, anyway, so then it's like it was causing problems in their marriage. So she finally breaks down and calls Amazon. She's like, WTF? And they were like, oops, our bad. We sent it to you accidentally.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she's like, can I have that in writing? Because my husband's about to divorce me. Thank you, Amazon.
That
Thank
is
you, Amazon.
insane.
Jeff Bezos, you
you
owe
know-
her some like therapy money.
But it's like one of those things. It's like, I think that there are some relationships that just like how they have a sexless marriage per se. Like some people just don't play with toys. And so, we've never been one of those people. We've always had stuff, and we actually, there's a rule. We have a box in our house with zip tied, not even a padlock. And it's like, if anything happens to us, nobody has to look through the thing. They just throw it away. Okay.
Oh,
There's
wait,
no
should
reason
you tell
to-
me where that
I know,
is? And
exactly.
I will be like, Nicole is our trustee.
I know.
And she will make sure that the sex toys all get thrown
Exactly.
out.
That's exactly it. So anyway, the point of my story is, and sometimes I'll talk with we'll have conversations and we'll talk about some of the toys and stuff like that. And some of it's fun, It's
You know
just
who's really good at toys?
Who?
The lesbians.
Oh yeah.
They're very, very, because that's like
that's-
Chaperone has a whole song about it. Like, my cousin, who's like my sister, I remember years ago, we were at her grandmother's house in Vermont, and there's nothing around there. And I was like, God, I just want some chocolate. Is there chocolate in the house? No chocolate, no chocolate. And I walk into the guest, or actually it's a TV room that had a pull-out couch, and she and her girlfriend were staying in there. And there's like a Whitman's sampler box on the table, and I was like, y'all, there's chocolate right here. Why are you hoarding it? And they were like, no. And I opened the box, and I was like,
Oh.
those aren't chocolates.
They're way more fun.
Way more fun. I'm like,
love
maybe
it.
I don't need chocolate. Let me just borrow one of these.
That is so
I
funny.
will
That's
wash
awesome.
it off for a return to you. Anyway, so no, I didn't. But anyway, so toys. Okay, so toys would be a good way. Now, if you can't have a vaginal orgasm, or if it's very difficult for you, even if you use a toy, Like it might not necessarily work. Like it just might not be in the cards for you.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So don't kill yourself if you know if you're not able to orgasm one of these ways. Like that's okay.
That's okay. It's just that's part of your discovery. It's what is going to work for you.
Right.
So it's not good or bad, right or wrong. It just is what it is. You are who you are, and
there's nothing wrong with you.
That's right. So there's
nothing wrong.
Lots of different ways to have a lot of different fun without having a vaginal orgasm. It's
Oh my God. You know what I'm thinking about right now?
What?
I'm thinking about poor Jeff, our compliance officer, who's going to listen to this.
Gosh.
He
I
is
didn't
going to
even know.
die.
Sorry,
I'm sorry, Jeff. Sorry, Jeff.
I'll probably talk to him tomorrow and I'll say, hey, we're going to have an episode. You might want to skip that one.
Or he might double down and listen to it on replay.
Oh my gosh.
Who knows?
That's so
Anyway.
whatever works for you, I
Well,
say.
yes, then whatever works for you, that's okay.
Jeff?
We'll be.
Is it
Yeah,
Jeff?
Jeff.
Whatever works for you, Jeff.
He's like the most buttoned down guy too. I
Yes.
think he will be like, oh, I'll be skipping that one.
Yep.
But
And
anyway,
you never know.
You never know. But it's healthy and it's good and like it's okay to talk about it. And like I wish we talked about it more so that it didn't just die this slow death. I feel like it dies this slow death and for a lot of people. And we don't talk about it with our girlfriends a lot. We don't talk about it with our partners. We're just going through the motions or we're not doing it. And it's like, just talk about it. Like, have a glass of wine.
Yes,
Loosen up. Have a
exactly.
conversation.
Yep.
Like, you should be having it. You should be feeling good, right? It's free. It's free pleasure.
Well, that's exactly it. And it's just, it's the endorphins that get released, right? And that makes you feel good and happy and you can just go about your day and, you know.
Well, there's lots of studies that has proven this, that intimacy in the morning, regular intimacy extends our lives. It is a healthy part of our life. The body wants that release. It wants the endorphin. It wants to feel good. And if you think about it, it just hits all of those cylinders, right? It's good for us psychologically, emotionally, physically, sexually. I mean, it just, for our entire body, it loves it. And why not enjoy that? And so long-term relationship couples, they just get out, they get into a habit and away from how they are or how they were. And so it shouldn't be work, but it's going to take some effort.
Well,
It
yes.
shouldn't be a chore.
Right.
But it might take effort.
Well, that's
And those are two very, like,
100%.
those are very different things.
Well, and it's like one of those, like sometimes, like if we have an unexpected, like kid-free night for whatever reason, we'll be sitting there and I'm like, hey, do you want to go have sex? And he goes, I love when you say that because and he's joking because there's no intimacy behind it. He's like, how about you be like, why don't you grab me a little bit? Or why don't you do, something sexy?
Okay, so we have the expert here. In that case, what would you recommend that she do?
If you're sitting on the couch, you crawl up on his lap and you look in his eyes and babe. And you start kissing him.
Oh,
There you
that's
go.
good.
All right,
That's good. That's good. So your homework
Yes.
is not like, hey, babe, let's go have sex.
Right.
Because that, like, ooh,
does.
my libido just went down.
Yeah, he hates when I say that. But like, I'm like, let's go. Like, let's go. We've got some time. He's like, nope.
But you can do the same thing, just like, crawling up on his lap. Mm-hmm. Like.
But it's one of those things too, and I think I've told Nicole this before. Sorry, husband of 30 years. I'm just letting it all out there. But like
Dale and Jonathan are going to play Fortnite.
I know,
And just be
they're
like,
like-
we hate the ladies
Yes,
so much.
exactly. So but like in the mornings when I'm saying goodbye to him, I always go over, I always give him a kiss, and I will always grab him, and just give him a good little tug. Just say goodbye.
Go, girl.
I know.
That is, so I want to say, like, when I was in my unhappy marriage, I used to cry and be so sad when I would hear about the things that Kathleen would do with Dale, because they have date nights and they do little fun things like that. And they do, like you talked about, like being playful with each other, and they do that. And how many years have you been married?
26 years. We've been together almost 30.
Right. And that's not easy to keep wanting to have that intimacy and that sexual connection with the same person.
You need to make it a conscious part of your life. So you do that.
Right.
So you touch him, you talk to him, Send them dirty texts.
We can do that sometimes. And that makes me nervous though sometimes. I'm always like,
Oh,
don't respond to the...
I know. I always get nervous.
Yeah.
Like I always get super nervous about anything I send. Like, girl, and the financial services, FINRA's like, you're going to be like, we're going to mediation. And they're like, oh, now I sell your dirty texts to your boyfriend.
Well, you can delete those, regularly or put them into,
But you can also be playful and naughty. Like it doesn't you don't have to send like a dick pic to someone.
Right.
I mean, not that we could, but you don't it doesn't have to be like over the top. It could just be like sexy. Yeah. Oh, okay. We have a mutual friend. She does this. Okay. Cause she's the same way. She's a mom and she's like, she was dating this guy and she's like, and he wanted her to send pictures. And she's like, I wasn't comfortable sending pictures. So she taught me how to take the best pictures of like your legs and like just like you're wearing lingerie and it's like kind of an angle.
Right.
Jonathan's gonna be like, I haven't gotten any of these because they're a lot of fucking work. So let's just say, but I need to get better about doing it. But you can send really sexy things. I think sexy isn't about like showing it all or right? So you can take sexy shots.
Absolutely.
We should have our friend come on and talk about that.
Yeah.
So anyway, we should have a whole like series on being sex positive.
Yes, I agree with that.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you want people and it's not sex for sex sake. Like sex is part of building a connection and intimacy.
Exactly. It is one piece of it.
That's it.
So the intimacy part is the connection part. So it's about touching. It's about my boyfriend and I cook together, and we have a rule: we cannot walk past one another without touching. It's just a pat or a touch or whatever, which is really sweet. It's sleeping naked, by the way. I think that should be.
God. You should have to do that.
You should have to do that. That is huge about sleeping naked, and again, it's that connection. So you don't have to do anything. It doesn't have to lead to anything. It's just that connection. So, and in the morning, you don't jump out of bed. You don't get on the phone.
Do not get on your phone.
Right.
I have made that mistake. It's awful.
Yeah, no, you need to lay there in bed and you need to enjoy each other. Well, I'm thinking you should have morning sex if.
Right.
It's always there.
Starr, I second that.
Yes.
I second that.
I mean, he's always ready to play. So I think you should never waste a hard on, by the way. So never waste a boner. So
we're going to make t-shirts.
That's a t-shirt.
Never waste a boner.
Merch. Never waste a boner. Never waste a boner.
I agree with that.
So
it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. It's like it's an opportunity. It's an open door. Like just, and that doesn't always happen. So just take advantage of it, treasure it.
Yes. Yeah, so if you're laying there in bed and do the snuggling, our phones are not even in the room, actually. So if somebody has an emergency, they're just going to have to figure something out till coffee. Right. So we lay there and we just enjoy each other, however that looks in the morning for a while, until it's time to get up. But again, it's the connection. It's the constant connection. So it's dancing. There's all different ways to be intimate with your partner. It's a lot of touching and looking into their eyes and speaking to them. Because that's the other thing. When they're part of the landscape, as I said, they almost just become invisible. So we don't look into their eyes anymore in that way.
I'm wondering if I ever gaze into Dale's eyes. I don't think so anymore. I mean, like sometimes maybe, but
when you jump on his lap, then there you go.
Then he'll know. He's gonna say, "Stop looking at me like that." The kids are still home.
But I that's one takeaway. I want to give that a try. I want to give that 2 minutes of. I want to get back. Jonathan is going to be like,
he's going to be the same as Dale. Dale and Jonathan are peas in a pod.
They are. They're grumpy old men.
And they're so
we
funny
love
though.
Them.
Yes.
We love them. But I think he could. I think he could tolerate. And I think and Jonathan is wanting, like, we both had unhappy marriages, and so we're both so committed to keeping the intimacy, keeping the connection, making that person feel treasured. This is all just part of it, but we don't want that again. No, we want to be happy. We want to be happy with each other. We want to celebrate each other, and that's all part of this.
So yeah, when you do that exercise, you are envisioning. So this is an energetic, spiritual thing. So it's not just looking into their eyes and the whole soul-heart connection thing, but it's feeling that energy, that connection between the two of you, and you're connecting that way.
Okay, so Starr, if somebody wanted to go to one of your retreats, if they wanted to get your book, if they wanted to come see you for just a one-on-one session, consult, how do they do that?
Go to my website, Starr with 2 R's, Cochran.com.
COCHRANE.
No
E.
No E.
So 2 R's and no E.
Yes. Starr
You'll
Cochran.
If you start typing in Starr with 2 R's, I think I come up pretty quickly. So
That's great.
Okay,
so there you
good.
go.
And I would, and you probably do consults over the web. Like, someone doesn't have to be, you're here locally in the Phoenix area, but everyone does things online. And with that counseling background and that 30 years of having very difficult conversations in the financial world, I think that, you're such a resource for people who are looking to rekindle that intimacy, right? Because let me tell you, a consult with Starr is going to be a whole lot cheaper than getting divorced. Take it from me. Yeah. Take it from me. And emotionally draining and hard on everybody, including your children, if you have children. So if you're feeling like you're at your wit's end, I think, why not? What do you have to lose?
Exactly.
Right?
A little bit of time with me and see if the relationship is salvageable. I mean, sometimes it's just not. I got divorced after 35 years. I mean, we didn't have sex the last 10 years of our marriage.
Oh, man.
And it was gone. And we were just roommates for 10 years.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean that they're bad people or you're bad people.
No,
Like,
he was a
sometimes-
great guy. He was a great guy. I was just done. I mean, my life was looking the same every day. The Groundhog Day.
Yes.
And that was exactly the same day.
Right.
And I thought, oh my God, I don't want this to be my life for however
Forever.
The rest of my life. So that was the end of that, and I've never looked back, and I've had some of the most amazing experiences over the last 12 years. So.
Well, and that is a testament to when you commit to yourself and you're true to your heart and you follow your heart and you follow your character and your strengths, right? You were born to help and to guide and to have difficult conversations and to guide people through difficult topics. And I think it's so important for us all to lean into the things that we do really well. So take advantage of it, people.
Yes.
Take advantage of it. We got her here for you. Okay, well, let's wrap up with our one good thing, because we always try to do that because
Sometimes our podcasts are not as light as this, and
sometimes
it's fun.
they're dark.
They are dark. There's tears sometimes. It's our therapy session.
Yes.
So we always try to end with one good thing.
Do you want to start us off?
Sure. I am and like all the other working moms out there, I'm so certain everybody is happy that the kids are going back to school. So that is my one fantastic thing. I need my high schooler to get into his routine. Our daughter just left to go back to the U of A. So it's just getting everybody back into the day-to-day routine and
Getting some time back for yourself.
Yes, that's exactly
More time
it.
for Pam.
Yes. More time for Pam.
Do you want to go next, or do you want me to share?
I'll share.
Okay.
So I'll make a suggestion to the audience to do one thing new every day.
Love
Because it keeps us alive and moving and engaged with life. So one new thing a day.
I love that. Okay, my one good thing is it's kind of two. So it just so happened in the last span of the last week, I saw two dear girlfriends, and they both gave me bracelets.
Oh.
One was an intentions bracelet, which I was like, my intention is I want to be happy.
Yes.
So every time I look at it, it reminds me to be happy, and I think of her. And then my other friend gave me a bracelet that basically said, like, we do really hard things, and so every time I look at it, I remind myself, like, we do really hard things, and we can be happy.
And it's funny, the bracelets I see that I would send to you, they would say, like, engraved on the inside, that would say, fuck this shit.
I
That's a good one too.
I think I have had those before. I've been like, I actually, because I got those 2 bracelets, I started looking, because I've had other people give me bracelets, including my dad. And so I've been fishing out. So now I'm wearing all these like multiple bracelets, which I never really do, but I just was like, I want to.
They're so pretty.
They are. I think they
And you know, there's one thing, and a lady that when I was in my 20s, there was a gal that worked in my office, and she was much older, married, all this stuff, and she said
She was probably our age.
Literally,
She was an older gal.
She always said women should always be heard like dangly, like a little dangly jewelry, and like smell pleasant or something like that. Like that was her thing, and that's probably what she did for her husband. Also, now that I think about it,
I love that.
Isn't that cute?
Well,
so I think of jingly bracelets.
I love that. Well, thank you. You've been such a pleasure, such a treat. The information has been wonderful, and that you're just this lovely, normal, wonderful, open person. And
thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for making.
And there's so much more. Like we haven't even like barely scratched the surface.
I know we're gonna have to have you back. Okay, so at the end of our podcast, hold on. I'm gonna get your water bottle for you, because what we do is at the end we always say cheers. And press and hold, because it's like a hug.
Oh, I love that.
Cheers.
Thank you,
Cheers.
ladies.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Working Mommy Manual listeners.
We will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.